Hello guys, Captain Alex Mason here, and today I'm just gonna make this brief. Remember when I said, or if I did say it, I said, oh, GKNOVA6 is done for Call of Duty? I forgot one specific thing, and that was some of the images that they displayed in the GK files. Now, just a side note, you see a GK symbol, that was me that drew it. That had nothing to do with what the official's title looked like, the image looked. I also hand drew these, so it was very difficult, so forgive me if it's sloppy. I mean, they have the real images somewhere, probably COD Zombies forum. Anyway, this first one, it shows like this element of some sort. It says, the bigger one says U238 and the other one says U235. Now that's the first image, and a lot of people are probably wondering, what's that mean? Well, and then all this other stuff. This one, this next image, hang on a sec, my binder's being a little nuisance. This was again my best drawing. It's supposed to be one of the old Yankee stadiums, and I'm not quite sure which one it was, but I know it's not the one we've seen today. In fact, this one was torn down and replaced, but I don't know if it was torn down in 1923. That I'm not quite sure. And this other one here, this shows an atom being smashed, or that's what it's supposed to be, because that was the next one, and I don't really know how to explain that. And then this next image shows a bunch of these particles, like completely spread out. Again, I'm not really sure what it means. And then this other one, I believe atoms being split from it, and in fact, still kind of a mystery to me. And then these ones start to split even more, becomes like this. And this next image right here, I'm not quite sure what it really means. Like, I still don't know exactly what baseball has to do with the Cold War. And it looks like this is supposed to be a baseball, by the way. And if you guys already have seen it, you probably already know that it was or was not. And then we see this image again. I'm not a scientific genius, so I don't necessarily know what these all mean. Like, they show all this stuff, and it's not quite necessarily sure what it means. And then we have this image again. I don't expect me to know what it is. And when we finally figure out what that U was, uranium. Now, what is uranium? It's an element that people mine, which is also highly dangerous, and I'm not sure if it's radioactive, but it is dangerous. In fact, most of the uranium comes from, or most uranium we now get is from Africa and all these other places, and unfortunately, because of the harsh work conditions, most of those miners die. And uranium is very dangerous, especially if, say, terrorists or diabolical countries such as North Korea get their hands on it, which unfortunately they have. So, not really sure what to do about that now. This other one, now this next picture, I believe it's supposed to show depictions of the whole plan for dispersing Nova 6, because it shows all these shipping crates and stuff, and then it says play in the middle. Now again, I don't know what these mean. In fact, Treyarch is still not going to tell us exactly what these things meant, and they're completely keeping us in the dark. And this last image, I believe, has something to do with the zombie map Ascension, because according to the wiki site in the trivial facts, if it's still there, or if you just look up GKNOVA6 on Call of Duty Wiki and then go down to its trivial sites, I don't know if it was the actual symbol or a couple of files, like, you know, they have papers lying on the floor that you can't pick up or you can barely read because of the quality of the graphics and whatnot. But they do mention GKNOVA6, and I think that this next image that I'm about to show you kind of confirms it. Now, if I'm pronouncing this right, Vertuvian, it is a Vertuvian monkey. Now, you guys probably don't know what Vertuvian means. Well, the Vertuvian human basically is that like frame where it shows, here, I'm going to back this up a bit, where it shows like this guy standing in the middle and then having his hands straight out, but it also has two like shaded versions of his hand above and below him, sometimes even the legs. That's kind of what it is. It's like that. And I did add I added 3 different things on it to the original drawing. I put CCCP, which is Russian for USSR, and then I put Vertuvian monkey in English, and then above it is its Russian translation. If Google Translate is reliable, which, who am I kidding? It's probably not. I probably just swore at a Russian. I'm sorry. But that's it for GKNOVA6 stuff. And I mean for good until, and if they do it, which I'm kind of expecting that they do, or at least release some information about GK, Treyarch releases stuff. Now, they just recently revealed their sort of reveal trailer. Yeah, it is reveal because the other one that they just played was the teaser. And I believe that most of the game, or maybe the start of the game, will take place in the year 2056. So, it's got kind of that futuristic, who am I kidding, everybody knows it's got futuristic warfare. But, I believe the plot line for it will be that, oh, well, because you now see in today's modern world that people can replace missing limbs with artificial ones. Like, say if you had your arm cut off, they could replace it with a fake robotic one. And, you know, for some people in today's time, they're like, oh, well, that's normal. What makes Black Ops 3 so different? Well, for starters, not only are they replacing limbs, but they're also kind of enhancing the human body. And by that, I mean, it's like steroids, basically. You know how steroids somewhat improve your physical, like, stuff, like, a lot of baseball players have been caught using steroids because it gives them an extra boost to hit harder and all that other stuff, take whatever. It's like that, like, and people, it's also kind of got some, it reminds me of the civil rights movement too, because some of these people who actually have these artificial limbs in the trailer are being discriminated, and then later on in the trailer they say, oh, that's unconstitutional to discriminate people with body enhancements and whatnot. And then we see Olympians, fake Olympians obviously, and sports players with artificial, like, body enhancements, which again we see nowadays as cheating, because, you know, takes the fun out of working hard the old-fashioned way. And then I think what it boils down to is that eventually it makes its way into the military, like basically like exosuits, only half your body is machine, not your suit, your body. And I think this is gonna like turn into like a dark, like they're going to realize that maybe this wasn't the smartest thing to do. Some of the they might have like a malfunction, and then they'll go AWOL and turn on you, kind of like Terminator, but not necessarily. And like, it looks interesting, but to me, I still would prefer either they go to Korea or World War I, or better yet, World War II, and all this other stuff. But that's pretty much it. Other related stuff that I have is that I'm kind of finishing up my Call of Duty Heroes like gameplay stuff. I'm not talking about the mission part. I'm more or less talking about these achievements that I'm trying to get, and by buying plenty, like basically stocking up all my Solarium so that way I can buy Lieutenant Simon Ghost Riley and Ilona, and then basically after that just try and upgrade my base's command center, and then finish the campaign and whatnot. And then I'll show you guys maybe a couple of online videos of me playing online, because I mean, you got all these characters that you won't be able to use now once you got them unlocked. So that's the thing. Then another thing I gotta say is that I finally have enough cash to basically buy the new hard drive for my PS3. And in fact, I just spent all week last night trying to save all my data and transfer it to a flash drive. Not last night. 2 days ago, I meant to say. Installing that all on the flash drive, except for Black Ops, because I want to play around a bit before I kind of remove the hard drive, and then I'm going to transfer all that data to the new one. But the plus side is I'll have all this. I can do some more I can get more games. I can play more of them. I can do some more DLCs. I can go back to playing Ghosts for some of my friends who still play Ghosts and I don't. I can get Battlefield 3 to work. I don't know if you guys want to see that. And another thing is I got a DS just last night with a couple of games. So, and it's my own. It's going to be mine now because I don't have to use my sister's, which is kind of a good thing. She won't get mad at me that much. And that means I can play the last 2 DS games that I have on my list: Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare DS, and Black Ops DS, and then basically just end it there. So I'm going to end this video before I go off onto a tangent again like I always do. So I'm Captain Alex Basin. I'll see you guys later.